I'm going to show you how to make your first art print with the Epson Expression XP8800. Now before doing this tutorial, I'm assuming that you've already connected your printer and the software that it has to your computer. Typically there will be a quick start guide that comes with your printer that will walk you through all of those steps. You're also going to need some type of software on your computer to be able to print with. Now a lot of computers come with their native programs that will allow you to print just a very simple picture using your printer, and you can definitely use that. But if you want the best color matching in your art prints, then you're gonna likely need to use something like Photoshop or Lightroom, because this gives you the ability to use the ICC profiles that Epson gives you that are programmed to match their papers, and ultimately by using these, it helps your computer and your printer communicate, and it allows you to get better color accuracy in your prints. I'm going to show you all about that and how to use that here in a minute. But first, the papers that you're going to want to use. I found that the Epson Premium Presentation Paper Matte works really good in this printer, and also the Epson Photo Glossy Paper works really well. These are two thinner papers, but what's nice about this printer is that even though the paper is thin, it doesn't put out so much ink on there that it ripples them up and makes them look bad. So you can use these very affordable papers with this printer to get prints that look really vibrant and bold. There are 3 places to load paper in your Epson XP8800. Now the places that I would suggest for your first print are these trays down here. So you see over here on the side, you can kind of fit your finger into this little slot, and this is how you bring it forward, pull out. You can see I already have some paper loaded in here. What you'll want to do is load it printing side down, and you push it all the way up. And if it's a smaller sheet, you will take these and push them in. But this is an 8.5 by 11 letter size sheet, so I don't need to move these. But if you needed to move them, you see you can move them back and forth. Get it in here. Now, right above it, if you see up here, there's this little tray that will pull out. This one is considered cassette 1, and this larger tray that we just pulled out is considered cassette 2. So cassette 1 allows you to print much smaller things. So if you have like a 4x6 or 5x7, you will want to stick it in here. Then on the top, there is a feeder right up here. Now on a lot of printers, you will notice they'll have like a tray that folds out. This does not have one. The top tray is made for thicker sheets of paper. So thicker than these types of papers I recommended for using with the printer. These papers, you can stick in those bottom trays, and you can stack about 20 sheets at a time of these papers in there without it getting jammed up, and have everything working properly. But if you have thicker papers that are higher GSM, like fine art papers, you're going to want to stick those in this manual rear feeder. Now you can only stick one sheet at a time in here though, which is why I don't really like using this part of the printer. I think it's a big downside. It'd be better if there was like a pull-out tray like they normally have on the backs of printers, where you can stack a whole bunch of papers in here and then just it will automatically grab each one. But this particular printer, it only allows you to do one at a time. So only reserve that for thicker papers. Most of the time you're going to want to use these front trays. On the front of the printer here, you can program in the type of paper that you have. So I have a Premium Presentation Paper Matte, so we're going to select that, and it's the letter size. Now you don't always have to program this in, but I like to do this extra step just to make sure that the printer knows the kind of paper that you have in there. Next up, we're going to do over on my computer in Photoshop. I have the art print that I'm wanting to make pulled up. What we do is we go to File, and Print. Then you select the printer that you're wanting to print with. I have quite a few printers here, but you might only see this one, so you'll want to select the Epson XP8800. We go over here, down here to the color handling. And you do not want it to say Printer Manages Colors. You want it to say Photoshop manages colors. This is really important if you want to use the ICC profiles, which are down here, right here under the printer profile, if you want to use those and to get your colors to match. So we are printing with the premium presentation paper matte. So we are going to use this one right here. It says XP8800 matte. Now, if you do not see these, I'm going to add another tutorial down in the description area that's going to walk you through how to make sure to get these to show up in Photoshop. Because sometimes when you install your computer, there are issues and sometimes they don't show up. So definitely check the description if you do not see these in this list of all these different printer profiles that you can use. So we're going to select matte, then we're going to go over to print settings, and we have the paper size here. I'm doing a letter. You can print borderless, but I'm not printing borderless because I'm making an 8x10 size print on the letter size paper. As you can see in here though, there's lots of different sizes that you can choose from. You probably don't see all these down here in this custom section because these are sizes that I've added for my other printers, but you'll see a lot of different sizes that you can print with your XP8800. So you'll just want to select whatever size is best for your print. Then we come down here to printer options and we go to print settings. Now we are using cassette 2 for this. This is the bigger cassette out the front that I just showed you. The media type, we want to have it say premium presentation paper matte, because this is what our paper is, but you can see there's lots of other papers that you can use with this printer. And then the quality, it does not allow you to have a drop down for the quality on the premium presentation paper matte. It just prints them as one quality, which I've found to be quite good. So you don't need a different quality, but let's just say hypothetically you were printing on the photo paper glossy that I showed you earlier, you would have this one selected and then you could select quality. And I would always go with the best quality for your art prints. Now I'm going to change this back because I'm printing with the premium presentation paper matte. Now see, if you have some of these media types, they're not matched up to the one that you had before over here, then you could have errors in your colors. So you want to make sure you have this in both places, the matte on that first screen that we were at, and then also the matte on the second screen. And we just hit OK, and we hit save. And down here, if you're wanting to adjust anything, like I wanted to make sure this is centered up in here. Typically this box is always ticked. Mine just wasn't because it was programmed for something else I was doing on a previous printer before this. But as you can see, you can change the image sizes. So mine, I want to be an 8x10 on here. But let's say I wanted a 5x7, so I could do that too. This would be a 5x7. Or if I wanted it to be the exact size, I can scale to fit media. But as you can see the borders around it, they don't look so good if you do that. So I like to either print it borderless or make it a standard size that would be easy for someone to frame, like an 8x10. And then we go up here and select the number of copies we want. I'm just going to make one, and then we hit print. And there is our print. If you'd like to learn more about using your Epson XP8800, I have a playlist. You can check it out here. Lots of free resources in there for you. All right, hope this video helps. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.